Have you ever wondered, what can I do to be more effective? Well, what if I told you being effective isn't enough? Keep watching to find out how to get more time back in your day and how to make every day productive with my 5 tips to be crazy efficient. Stay tuned to the end where I have a little bonus for you too. Welcome to Artsy Cupcake. I'm Maria and I'm a full-time graphic designer. So I love bringing creativity into every part of life. I hop onto YouTube every week where I share life hacks like this video, which is part of my How to Be Crazy Fill in the Blank series. But I also share fashion, home DIYs, and recipes, so please consider subscribing if you want tips and tricks to be more creative in your life too. So what's the difference between being effective and efficient, and should we focus on one over the other? The word effective focuses on whether or not something is accomplished. It doesn't focus on how something's done, but it's more about getting it done at all. And then being efficient, well, that focuses on how something is done. So if you're efficient, you do things quickly and with as little effort as possible. So if you're effective, then you accomplished your task. Way to go. And then if you're efficient, it means you accomplished your task. Way to go. And then you have the added bonus of accomplishing that task with very little wasted time and effort. So the ultimate goal should be to have better efficiency, because then not only are you accomplishing all your tasks, but you're also accomplishing them in a super awesome way. You don't have to be a machine to be efficient, so I want to share 5 tips that can help you be crazy efficient in your life, whether it be at work or at home. Tip number 1, get the hardest tasks done early in the day. I have been praised on my efficiency, and although I take pride in that, I don't make myself crazy over trying to be like super efficient on every single project that I work on. I'm really selective where I put my efficiency efforts, and to be efficient means to not procrastinate. And what do most of us procrastinate about? Those are the things that are the hardest to take on and have the most effort needed to complete. So the best way to get past this is to conquer those difficult tasks first thing in your day. This has the benefit of using that morning focus time to check that huge task off your list for the day, and then all that other stuff on your list seems really simple compared to that big task at the beginning of your day. So action item number 1 is, when you plan your day, make a list first thing in the morning and then prioritize in the order of most difficult to least difficult, and check those hard ones off your list first. Tip number 2, prioritize even harder. Okay, so that first tip is great if you have one big project and lots of other little tasks to accomplish for the day. But what if you have 3 or 4 or even 5 or more big projects that you feel or were told need to get done today? The Eisenhower matrix was used by Dwight Eisenhower to make decisions during his time as a general. And this method was mentioned in Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is called the Eisenhower matrix. And if you take a look at this when you have multiple top priority projects that you're trying to get done, this will help you organize your to-dos based on their importance and urgency. So take a look at the bottom right quadrant. If you're spending time on things that aren't important or urgent, then just ignore those things. Now look at the bottom left quadrant. If you're spending your day doing things that are urgent but not important, then you can be more efficient by looking for some ways to delegate or automate or even eliminate those tasks. Are you making time to work on things that are important but not urgent? These are the items that can come later in the day after you have finished up all your most important and urgent tasks. In a Vanity Fair interview while he was president, Barack Obama said that he never makes a decision about what to wear. You'll see I wear only gray or blue suits. I'm trying to pare down decisions. I don't want to make decisions about what I'm eating or wearing because I have too many other decisions to make. Picking out his clothes and his food were not urgent and not important compared to other things, so he made it as simple as possible by removing the time spent on making those choices. Just taking the time to prioritize and plan before conquering your day with these methods, that can really help your day be more efficient and productive, and it can help you end up finishing things a lot quicker, leaving more time at the end of your day. So action item number 2 is to go ahead and use that Eisenhower graphic to help you finish things up quicker, and it'll just help you plan your day a little better. So the first 2 tips were all about the beginning of your day and how to plan and make the day as efficient as possible. Now we're on to the work. Tip number 3, use sprints to get stuff done. Have you ever heard of a sprint? Not the running type. It's something I learned about in Agile training, which is a way to be really efficient in getting large projects done in a team setting. But you can do a sprint all on your own also. We all know procrastinating and distractions are a thing, but how can we effectively get past these obstacles? So sprints are a form of time blocking. Have you guys heard of time blocking, and have you ever tried it? If so, make sure to leave me a comment down there in the comment section of this video. You set yourself up to work for a short period of time, and then you give yourself frequent breaks. The benefit of these sprints is that it's easy to give yourself a push to get started when you know there's a clear stopping and starting point. When you complete a sprint, you can take a quick break, get a snack, step away from your desk, and recharge, and then start a second sprint. You keep going with this until you're done with your project. And this will set you up for success because it's so easy for the mind to wander when we're doing something, especially something we don't like. And then it's even tempting to let it wander when it's a really complicated task. So it's kind of like a marathon, but those breaks will not leave you completely passed out by the end of the marathon, so that you actually have a little bit of energy left to move on to those smaller tasks once you're done. I recommend using a timer to get through these sprints. Apparently, the human body operates on 120-minute biological intervals throughout the day called ultradian rhythms. During the first 90 minutes of the interval, your mental energy peaks, and after that, your mental energy drops for 30 minutes. So they say to maximize speed and productivity, you should work in 90-minute sprints. And that's because that's when you're naturally energized. And then you follow that with a 30-minute rest period when your body is naturally tired. Then you can take full advantage of your body's natural energy. It sounds like an interesting method to try, but I do usually just use my own estimates, and then I use my Forest app to help me keep track. I mentioned this app in my How to Be Crazy Productive video, but it is the best one I've found, and I use it all the time. It's called Forest, and you grow trees for each time you time block, and then you kill trees when you pick up your phone. So if your phone is your main distraction from being efficient, and you like the idea of building a little virtual forest, then this app is for you. What's really cool is that Forest partners with a real tree planting organization, Trees for the Future, and they plant real trees on the earth when you spend your virtual coins earned in the app for staying focused on your task. The Forest team donates money so that real trees can be planted, and I will link this app below in case you want to check it out. So action item number 3 is to try working in sprints and possibly set a timer or get the Forest app to get the job done. Tip number 4, get your space right. If you're going to be awesome and you're going to get all this stuff done, do you really see this happening in a noisy coffee shop with coffee drips all over the papers, scattered on the tiny little coffee table, and not to mention the sketchy Wi-Fi connection that's always in the coffee shops? No, you need a quiet, clean, reliable, and organized environment to help you make things as efficient as possible and get those tasks done well. So plan ahead and have order in your workspace. Clear the clutter from your work area because this can prevent you from finding what you need. Not knowing what you have buried in the piles of junk can hinder your productivity because you're constantly struggling to find specific tools or documents and all the clutter, and that means your precious time is being wasted. You'll also want to put away anything that might distract you, like your phone or games or whatever else that you have sitting on your desk. So what you do want on your desk are supplies and tools you need to do your job. And this means preparing ahead and immediately adding it to your shopping list if you run out of something. That way you'll never have to cut into your sprints because you don't have the proper supplies. One other thing I do to get my space right is I sometimes listen to music or white noise, and I have found that I work a little faster that way. And the key to this is to pick music that doesn't have any lyrics. So classical, instrumental, spa type music or other chill type music works well. And there have been studies on ambient noises like ocean or nature type sounds, and they say that those are the best types to work to. And this music can work well for getting through a sprint, but this will be different for everyone, and also it depends on the type of project that you're working on. White noise and those other types of music that I mentioned, they work so well because it's a constant noise. And it sounds the same kind of, so your brain just gets used to it. Instead of with lyrics, it like stimulates your brain and then you're listening to the words instead of focusing on your work. So action item number 4 is to get that desk cleaned off and get some ambient music working for you. Tip number 5, get comfortable being uncomfortable. What I mean by this is if you're following the other tips, you're going to have to change the way that you do things to be more efficient, unless you already consider yourself to be crazy efficient. You will have to form new habits, set time aside in the morning to plan, clean up your workspace, and conquer difficult tasks head on. That's a lot of work, and hard work makes us feel uncomfortable sometimes. So the first thing to do is to get comfortable with the idea of change. And we all procrastinate when it comes to challenges in life, and things don't just happen overnight. They take practice and hard work and consistency. So if you try these tips for a day and they don't work out for you, don't just say, oh, being efficient isn't for me. Try again another day. Maybe you weren't having a good day and you didn't have the right mindset, and that's okay. I have days where I'm not efficient too, and I don't beat myself up for it. It's okay to be like that. We just move on and try again to do better the next day. So action item number 5 is to print out the printable that I have for you. And this is because it will be something that will be in your desk, and it can remind you every day of these tips, and then you'll become more comfortable with these new things that you're adding into your routine. I created a free printable that you can download on my blog, and you can set this on your clean and tidy desk to remind you of these 5 tips to be more efficient. I think having a reminder sitting there every day will help you out. And if you try these tips out, I would love to know how they worked for you. And if you have any topics that you would like to see me cover in this How to Be Crazy, fill in the blank, whatever series, then make sure to share them with me in the comment section below this video. I'm really active in the comment section, so I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very happy day.